Is the most targeted guy for Baltimore, and it's continued throughout the entire season. Not Mark Andrews, who's not playing, but Zay Flowers.
And there he is, first down, Baltimore on the catch over the middle, a gain of 8. Play clock at 1. Jackson in the pocket, over the middle, delivers a strike. This time it's Odell Beckham for 13. You'll see the read option, and more times than not, he's going to pull it out of there. As he flings it to Bateman, and short of first down yardage, Steven Nelson with a strong play on the edge, a gain of 9.
To force this Justin Tucker attempt.
And it's a long one, 53 yards on a windy day. He's so good. Ravens playing without their top corner, Marlon Humphrey, as well. But a good start for that group. Here's Collins trying to make Stone miss. He does. Stroud, Schultz didn't drop that one.
Of this Houston team playing this playoff game on the road.
3rd down and 13 now. Stroud incomplete for Collins. Fairbairn got it. Jackson has to go. And boy, when he goes right up the middle of the field.
And you're going to see a lot more of those types of runs if it continues.
Petrie coming on a blitz again. Jackson steps up. Zay Flowers with a catch and a first down.
Yeah, those guys have got to be able to hold the point in the middle.
They are nowhere to be found here as Edwards gets the first down. 3rd down and 5. Jackson, first down. Inside the 5 near the 2. They fake it to Edwards, and now completed to Aguilar for the touchdown. In his 9th year, he's bounced around, has his first career playoff touchdown. Has to feel good. Crowd here loves it. Ravens up 7.
Getting out, just trying to do what they can.
Nothing here. Van Noy made the play on Singletary.
Now, baby, false start. Let's go. Put it down and go.
3rd down and 11. Out of the shotgun, Jackson in trouble. Still going. Finally brought down by Christian Harris.
There was a lot of plays that were close to being something big, but they forced the punt.
Here's Sims. Right up the middle. Still going. Steven Sims.
Good night.
He is gone. No flags. Touchdown Texans. .67 yards, and only Jordan Stout in the middle had the best shot at him here.
He was the only one. He did the best he could. He's right there in the hole. Middle return, and Sims takes it to the house. He's the type of athlete, as you mentioned, Joe, that can at least keep up with him a little bit.
Jackson, that is off the hands of the intended target, Flowers.
I have to believe Bobby Slowick here is going to call something where ball comes out quick.
Over the middle, that's Nico Collins. What a throw and catch. 3rd down and long, and C.J. Stroud finds Collins for 29 yards. 3 timeouts left on each side. Here's Collins again. Catch and run. Knocked down just shy of the 30.
C.J. Stroud knows he's got that in his hip pocket. Just got to be smart.
Blitz coming. Stroud to his right. Underthrows Woods. 47-yard try by Fairbairn. It is no good. That's Aguilar. Reaches out and got 9. That's likely. And the young tight end fights his way down inside the 30. Blitz coming from the secondary. Pass is caught. First down, Ravens. That's Bateman. Gain of 9. DeMeco Ryans has been as a defensive play caller in the NFL. 2 years in San Francisco. His first in Houston. He's watching Lamar Jackson take it in. Touchdown, Ravens. And had the 15-yard touchdown run. So good with the ball in his arm. Touchdown, Ravens. Back on top by 7. Stroud, Schultz. A nice sliding catch for the first down.
Because the Ravens stay on top of the receiver so well.
They're sticking with a run, and they are rewarded with a first down carry and more by Devin Singletary. Protection breaks down. This is Schultz. Long way to go, and he won't get anywhere near at their 21. All day. Bateman. Nice diving catch. Jackson gets it and then some. Making guys miss to the 35. Blitz. Completion. Hill. Corners for this Texans defense. Now 2nd and 1. Jackson. End zone. Likely for the touchdown. Carolina. A 15-yard touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. Ravens up 14.
Baltimore, true to character, has just not given up any of those.
Here's pressure by Mollett. Stroud on 3rd down has to throw it away. Back-to-back touchdown drives put together by this Ravens offense. Jackson was surprised by that snap, it looked like, and Justice Hill gets almost 9. And he didn't touch it.
Yeah, I thought we might see a little bit more of him. They talked about maybe getting the ball to him a little bit.
Here's Jackson. Pulled it out, gets the first down.
Last week at Ford Field. It'll be that much better tomorrow.
On 2nd and 9, Hill. First down plus. There's a lot going on, and a lot of it's good for the Baltimore Ravens in the 2023 season. Here's a carry. That's Cook. Dalvin Cook. Welcome to Baltimore.
Yeah, we might see a little bit more from Dalvin Cook.
3rd down and 7. Flowers broke a tackle and takes a seat for the first down. Jackson keeps Stanley in front of him. Touchdown, Lamar. One and 3 in the playoffs. He got his deal done. He's been more of a leader, and on the field, incomparable.
If Mike McDonald returns as defensive coordinator and he's not a head coach somewhere in the NFL next year.
Ogunbowale underneath, short of the first down. But you would have to believe not for long. Stroud on 4th down, incomplete for Schultz. Toss to Hill, blocking out in front with Moses, and Hill is brought down short. On 4th down and 3, Hill gets it, and the Ravens keep control of the football.
He's in the Hall of Fame, and then Eric DeCosta's continued to draft great players just like Ozzie Newsome did, and so They really know what they're doing.
Which he does. Here is Agunbowale over the right side on first down, gets 4. They lost at Buffalo in the divisional. And so all those questions.
This is a big win, but there's a lot more left, and he knows it. So they'll feel good about this.
And John Harbaugh with his brother, his father, his mom, with family in attendance, gets to celebrate a return trip to the championship game for the first time since 2012.